Hey there, Mark and Michael here, back with you on our Career Ask Me Anything. And of course, just to get it out of the way, if you want to go to michaelleckie.com/ask, you can put in your questions and we're happy to take them. We've got some great new questions. So, Mark, why don't you give us the first question we've got today?
Yeah, so a question came in from Joe, and Joe said, how does somebody in mid-management know if they've reached the glass ceiling? Should they just kind of let it lie, or should they ask if they've topped out? Michael Leckie, what do you think to this one? What's your first bite on this?
Well, you know me, and you've heard me say this before so many times, but I prefer to hide in plain sight. So I think the first thing I want to do is ask. Now, you may not want to ask, say, hey, have I topped out? That might not be the best way to phrase it, but certainly asking about, hey, what is the plan for growth and succession here? What are the opportunities? What is the leadership development track? What would I need to have? What are you looking for? All those types of questions show an interest in what it takes to be a leader and a manager and move to the next step in an organization. If you're at a mid-level and now it's moving to senior management, that's a great question to ask. Say, in this organization, what differentiates between mid-level managers and senior managers? I know that in some organizations, they're not going to have hardly any answer for that, but you're going to cause them to start thinking about it and maybe thinking about you in context with it. Now, I worked at one point for General Electric, and as many of us know, the management progression there was very clear. You had courses you had to go through, programs you had to get in, all the qualifications were very clear. But whether it's very, very clear or not so clear, start asking the questions and bring more clarity to it for yourself to help decide. That's what it comes to mind for me. But Mark, what do you think?
Yeah, nothing vastly different than that, other than I hate being in the dark. So, maybe you're the kind of person that's okay with not knowing. I'm not the kind of person that's okay with not knowing. It just causes anxiety for me, and maybe it does for you as well. So I really do want to ask questions around, look, what would it take to get to that next level? But, I feel that could feel to some people a little bit pushy. So here's what you could do is say, hey, just want to let you know, here's what I've been doing myself in order to, be ready for the next level, which I would really like to go to. And then you're able to list off, look, I've been practicing this, I've been taking this course, I've been mentored by these people, whatever that is. What am I missing at the moment? What more do I need to do? Because that can provoke people to go, you know what, Mark, you're doing absolutely everything possible. When the opportunities come up, you're going to be in line for that. Or it may provoke somebody to go, you know what, Mark, you're absolutely wasting your time. It's never going to happen for you. I mean, they're probably not going to be that cruel, but I might get the sense,
Yeah.
From this, by offering something forward, that it's not going to happen for me. But I
love that.
the dark, so I want to ask.
Yeah, I love that, Mark. And what it makes me think of that was kind of just on the edge of my consciousness when I was first answering the question is, if you're in one of those organizations, unfortunately, that doesn't have a real clear path, or they don't really have answers to it, when you start saying what you've been doing, you might start establishing some of that path in their mind and establishing it in a way that reflects good and favorably upon you. So when you start asking the question, also trying to even bring some definition by saying, here's what I've been doing, are these the right things? They might not have thought about that before, but those might start to become the right things, especially in smaller organizations or in organizations where they haven't got, clear competency paths or guidelines about how you get to the next level. So I really like how you put that part in there about start saying, this is what I'm doing. So if you have questions about your career, again, michaelleckie.com/ask. For the Career Ask Me Anything, even though that's my website, that's where both Mark and I go to get our questions. But of course, if you're seeing this on LinkedIn or YouTube or wherever, you can post it in your comments as well, and we check regularly for those, and we'll look forward to getting your questions. Thanks so much.